All right, today we're diving into a really interesting outsourcing model that's creating some serious buzz for small business owners across India. It's called HGA Project Outsourcing, and its whole goal is to make it way easier to get into the business and knowledge processing game. So, let's see how it all works.
So, get this. What if you could land a major business project without putting down a single rupee for a security deposit? I mean, really? That's the huge, game-changing question at the heart of this entire model, and it's exactly why so many people are paying attention.
So, what is this thing exactly? Well, HGA Project Outsourcing is basically a framework that lets small companies take on big projects. We're talking BPO, business process outsourcing, like back office support, and even KPO, which is knowledge process outsourcing. But the key, the most important part, is that it completely removes that massive hurdle for new entrepreneurs, needing a huge security deposit just to get your foot in the door.
Okay, that sounds pretty amazing, right? But what's the catch? What do you actually need to get started? Let's break down the real requirements. The eligibility here is surprisingly straightforward. You just need a small team, 5 people to start. The one real condition is that all 5 of them have to be HGA Level-7 certified. That's kind of the secret sauce to this whole model. And what's really interesting is that you don't need a team full of people with fancy degrees, which opens up the talent pool like crazy.
And the process to get going, it's laid out as a super clear 3-step path. First, you get your 5-person team together. Second, you make sure every single one of them gets that HGA level certification. And third, you're ready to get your project. It's presented as being just that direct.
Okay, so you've got your team, you've got your project. Fantastic! But what's the day-to-day grind actually like? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the daily operations and what's expected.
The work itself is pretty varied, and it's all focused on non-voice processes, so no call centers. Instead, your team could be doing anything from business development and digital marketing to managing e-commerce sites. They might even get into newer fields like DeFi, that's decentralized finance, or community management. It's a pretty modern skill set.
Now, we've got to be real about the commitment here, because the schedule is intense. We're talking 10-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Your day off rotates, so there's no fixed weekend. And get this, only 7 holidays for the entire year. This is definitely a high-intensity environment.
That demanding schedule leads to a really critical decision you have to make as a business owner. You've got a choice. You can operate 24/7 to absolutely maximize your profit, or you can choose more flexible shifts, but that means you'll earn less. It's that classic trade-off between flexibility and profitability.
Of course, we have to talk about the bottom line. The big question is always about the money. How does the payment actually work? Let's dive into the financials.
The model here is super simple, very transparent. Your revenue is calculated per person per month. For every single certified team member you have working, you get paid a set amount each month.
And that number is 15,000 rupees per candidate per month. So for a new team just starting with 5 people, that's a baseline of 75,000 rupees a month. That's the foundation you can build your business on.
But wait, the opportunity doesn't just stop with these first projects. For the businesses that really establish themselves and do good work, there's a clear path to level up into more specialized and probably more profitable work.
So here's the deal. Think of it like 2 tiers. Anyone can get started with the standard BPO and digital marketing stuff. But the really high-skill projects, we're talking cybersecurity, electronics design, those are reserved only for existing vendors who have a solid 1-year track record and have grown to at least a 10-person team. It creates a real incentive to perform well and scale up. So finally, let's talk about scale. Just how big is this thing? Is it just a few companies in a couple of cities? Turns out, not even close. This is being presented as a truly nationwide movement.
This HGA outsourcing network is apparently active in nearly every state, from Andhra Pradesh all the way to West Bengal. It's creating these opportunities in the big metro areas and in smaller towns too.
To give you a real sense of the spread, you'll find these partner companies in a massive tech hub like Bangalore.
Then you can jump all the way across the country to a key city like Guwahati in Assam.
And then you go up north to a major corporate center like Gurgaon. This incredible reach really suggests that the model is being adopted all over India.
And all of this leaves us with one big final thought. When you look at the low barrier to entry, the clear structure, and just how widespread it is, you have to ask the question,
Could this decentralized, certification-based approach be a real glimpse into the future of work for India's diverse towns and cities? It's definitely something to think about.